I'm not okay. Let's just get that out there. My life's a dumpster fire, and I'm the idiot who lit the match. You ever feel like the universe is laughing at you? Like it's got a personal vendetta, picking at your seams until you're unraveling, thread by thread? Yeah, that's me right now, sitting in this cramped Karachi apartment, the walls peeling like my sanity, the ceiling fan creaking like it's mocking my every move. My name's Zane, and I'm 29, but I feel like I've lived 1,000 years of failure. This is my story unfiltered, because if I don't spit it out, it's gonna choke me. I used to think I had it figured out. Grew up in a dusty corner of Clifton, where the sea breeze smells like salt and broken dreams. My dad ran a small tailor shop, stitching suits for men who'd never look twice at him. Me, I was gonna be different. I clawed my way through university, got a degree in marketing, thought I'd be some hotshot creative director by now, sipping chai in a glass office, not scraping by in a call center, selling dreams I don't believe in to people who don't care. My bank account's a joke, 12,347 rupees last I checked. That's not even enough to fix the leak in my roof or the crack in my confidence. But I had one thing going for me, my hustle. I started a side gig, a tiny social media agency. Just me, my laptop, and a beat-up notebook full of ideas. I called it Taraki, progress, ambition, hope. I poured my soul into it, stayed up nights crafting campaigns for small businesses, convincing them I could make their brands shine. And for a moment, it worked. I landed a big client, a local bakery chain. They loved my pitch, vibrant Instagram reels, quirky captions, the whole deal. They paid me up front, 50,000 rupees, the most money I'd ever held. I felt like I'd cracked the code. I made dua that night, forehead pressed to the prayer mat, thanking Allah for finally seeing me. Then it all went to hell. The bakery's owner, this slick guy named Farouk, called me one morning. His voice was cold, like he'd rehearsed it. Zane, the campaign's not working. We're pulling out. No explanation, no second chance. Just like that, my big break vanished. Worse, they demanded a refund. I'd already spent half the money, new software, a cheap logo designer, a week's worth of groceries for my mom. I begged Farouk to reconsider, my voice cracking like a teenager's. He hung up. I sat there, staring at my phone, the room spinning. I didn't cry. I wanted to, but it felt like even my tears had given up on me. Word spread fast. Other clients started ghosting me. My inbox, once buzzing with potential, went silent. My Instagram feed mocked me with ads from bigger agencies, their glossy campaigns screaming everything I wasn't. I'd scroll at 3 a.m., eyes burning, wondering why I wasn't enough. Why does it always feel like I'm running in place? I'd whisper Sabr, Zain Sabr, clinging to the Prophet's words. Whoever persists in being patient, Allah will make him patient. But patience felt like a luxury I couldn't afford. Then came the real gut punch. My mom got sick. Nothing major, just a persistent cough. But the doctor's visits piled up. Each one cost more than I could spare. I sold my old motorcycle, the one I'd saved for years to buy, just to cover her meds. I'd ride that thing through Karachi's chaotic streets, weaving past rickshaws and stray dogs, feeling free for once. Now it's gone, and I'm stuck taking overcrowded buses, my pride shrinking with every sweaty commute. The neighbors started talking. "Zane's a failure," they'd whisper, loud enough for me to hear. Thought he was gonna be something, but look at him now. I wanted to scream, to tell them they didn't know me, didn't know the nights I spent praying far alone, asking Allah to show me a way out. But I didn't. I just kept my head down, kept working the call center shifts, kept pretending I was fine. One night, I hit rock bottom. I was alone in my apartment, the power out, because I couldn't pay the bill. The air was thick, suffocating. I sat on the floor, my back against the wall, and I broke. I didn't cry. I raged. I yelled at the darkness, at Allah, at myself. Why me? Why does it always have to be so hard? I'm trying, aren't I? I'm praying, I'm working, I'm fighting. What more do you want? I felt like I was drowning in my own life. Every breath a struggle, every thought a blade. But then, something shifted. Maybe it was exhaustion. Maybe it was grace. I remembered a verse from Surah Ash-Shar. For indeed, with hardship comes ease. I clung to it like a lifeline. I didn't feel ease, not yet. But I wanted to believe it was coming. I made dua again, messy and raw. Not the polished words I'd been taught, but a desperate plea. Yo Allah, I'm breaking. Hold me together. The next morning, I did something crazy. I posted on X, not a curated post, not some fake it till you make it nonsense, but the truth. I wrote about my failures, my fears, the way I felt like I was suffocating under the weight of my own dreams. I wrote about my mom's cough, my empty bank account, the way I'd lie awake wondering if I'd ever be enough. I ended it with, I'm still here. I'm still fighting. If you're struggling too, you're not alone. I hit post and shut my laptop, expecting nothing. Then the world answered back. My post went viral. Thousands of likes, shares, comments. People I'd never met poured their hearts out in my DMs. A girl from Lahore who'd lost her job. A guy in Islamabad whose startup crashed. A mother in Hyderabad who was raising her kids alone. They saw themselves in my mess, in my fight. I wasn't just Zayn anymore. I was their mirror, their proof that you could be broken and still keep going. One comment stood out. A woman named Aisha, who ran a small NGO, messaged me. Your story hit me hard, she wrote. We're launching a campaign for young entrepreneurs who've faced setbacks. Want to share your story at our event? I almost deleted the message, thinking it was a scam, but something, maybe hope, maybe desperation, made me say yes. The event was in a community center in Gulshan, packed with people who looked as tired and determined as me. I stood on that stage, my hands shaking, and told my story. Not the polished version, but the ugly truth. The nights I wanted to give up, the prayers that felt unanswered, the way I'd look in the mirror and hate the man staring back. I talked about sabr, about how it's not just waiting, but fighting through the pain, trusting Allah's plan, even when it feels like a maze with no exit. The crowd was quiet. Then they clapped, then they stood. I saw tears, nods, hands clasped together like they were praying with me. That night changed everything. Aisha's NGO offered me a contract to run their social media, a real chance to rebuild Taraki. A local businessman in the audience hired me to revamp his store's branding. My mom's cough got better with the extra cash for meds. I'm not rich, not even close, but I'm breathing again. My apartment's still a mess, but the power's back on. I scroll X now and see my story shared. Over 1 million views last I checked. People tagging their friends saying, this is me, this is us. I'm not saying it's all good now. Life's still a fight. Some days, I wake up and feel the weight again. The fear that I'll screw it up, that I'll fall back into the dark. But I remember that night on the floor, the dua that held me together, the verse that promised ease. I remember the Prophet's words, no fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick of a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that. Every struggle's a step, every scar a story. If you're reading this, if you're drowning too, keep breathing. You're not your failures. You're not your bank account or your broken dreams. You're the fight in your bones, the dua on your lips, the hope that refuses to die. Share this if it hits you. Tell me your story. Let's keep fighting together.